Welcome to a new series of debates. Once again, we have the red cons fighting the blue pros. Let's go pro, everyone. Today's topic of this debate will be, should every community have a library? Let's start with a little introduction. The very nice library where you can go find books from pretty much every corner of whatever textbook or subject you're doing. Whether it's a textbook you're searching for of mathematics or another kind of debate book, or instruction manuals towards how to do things, such as how things work, or we know absolutely nothing, a personal favorite science book of mine, you can go find them, most likely, in your public library. Wherever you are in the world, whatever book you want to read, you'll probably find it in your library. Just make sure that you are in the right country. However, now with the rise of the digital age and a creator of a very sweet fruit, aka Apple, creating a pretty big rectangle and an even bigger rectangle and, an even bigger double rectangle. These are called the iPhone, the iPad, and the Macintosh. It's officially known as the MacBook. We have been able to connect more easily and more portably towards the internet. We have Wi-Fi, we have 4G, we have 5G. 6G will come out someday. There was no much more need in the library. Back then, when you needed to do a homework, you had to go to the library and go find it in the old-fashioned way. However, now you kind of have to go ahead and all I have to do is search a few words in a search engine and boom, baya, you have just succeeded in finding some information in less than, say, 0.005 milliseconds. Yes, there is lag, but you can just deal with it. It's probably faster to deal with lag than just running to the library and coming back with books and having to go back to return those books. Now, this debate, let's start off with the pros. Now, the pros, who are wearing diamond armor, by the way, they're going ahead and starting off with that libraries are free services towards everyone. They're free, literally no money needed. You don't need any money to go inside, and that's really good for kids who, are very low in money. Kids have a lot of energy and a lot of time, but have very little money. Adults have a lot of money, medium amount of energy, and very little time, and somehow they find time to go to the library because sometimes that is included in their work. And old people have a lot of money, medium amount of time, and very little energy. Now, these people are probably the ones who go to the libraries the most because, number one, most of them don't know how to use a cell phone. And number two, they lived in the era when the libraries were the only source of information ever available. So free service for everyone is awesome and great because not everyone can afford to go for a paid library. There are public libraries for a reason. Now, it's time for the cons side. Now, the cons go ahead and tell us that these libraries are in actuality not free. What does that mean? Well, it's this. Firstly, that we paid for these library services indirectly through the most dreaded word and action in an entire person's life: taxes. And since we pay for these things with taxes, we aren't getting them for free, and the poor people are just using our money to get into our places. And so we should not even go and do these things for the libraries. And now the pros go ahead and tell us that, yes, true enough, but it's not that much. And the library has a pretty good more pro too. It's a safe and welcoming place for people to spend their time in. And because it's a safe and welcoming place for people to spend their time in, it's a safe haven for them. They can just stay there, do whatever they want, chill, and learn probably a new skill. In fact, these libraries, most public libraries, even host several programs throughout the year, different ones or annual ones too, and those places are pretty good maker spaces where you can learn new skill, whether it's 3D printing or coding or community stuff. The cons refute this by saying that nowadays, yes, there are these services, but mostly you go to the library for the information you get there. Now, the library itself is pretty terrible at storing too much information nowadays. In fact, that was all the information you could get in the past, but now we're in the future, we're in the present, but I think we can stick with our cell phones and Wi-Fi networks. Thank you very much. It's a great place to go ahead and get us an internet connection, and we can just find the things at home. Now, the pros can just refute this by saying that some people cannot afford those things, and so those people actually come to the library to just be able to connect to the internet, because most libraries nowadays come pre-installed with several computers, whether they're Macintoshes is the most popular choice. And then the pro's official third argument is that you can just come here and get skills because of its programs. Its programs are great, and it's an awesome place to learn some skills as well too. And in the final battle, Khan tries to state its final stance, and it says that not enough people even come to the library anymore. What's the point of paying for a service or maintaining a service that not even 50% of Americans use? And I get this. Why am I talking about America? Because if America doesn't use libraries anymore, probably no one else will use libraries anymore. And that's it. What's your perspective on this argument? Well, in my opinion, I think every library should have a community library. Every community should have a community library. Mainly because it's not just a place to learn a skill, it's also a place where you can just go ahead and do things. You can just go there, and instead of just reading a book, you can just go there and spend or chill some time there. You can just bring your laptop and do your stuff there, which a lot of people in my grade are doing. And you can just do several other kinds of information searching things too. Whether it's a scavenger hunt or whether it's guessing someone's name, it's worth it. So every community should have a library to preserve its information as well as its faith, as well as the old texture of the old-fashioned books of paperback. And that's it. That's my reason for why every community should have a library. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you guys soon. Please tell me your stances in the comments below. And I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, ciao, peace. Bye-bye.